So fresh off the street in Wynwood, where the arts really talk about how Miami is shifting from not just a place where beaches and fun happens, but artistry happens as well. And we've actually joined a place here within Wynwood, the Arts District, that's all about beer. That's Wynwood Brewing. So Pops, Luis, tell me a little bit about what got you guys into this business, first of all.
Well, first of all, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
What got us into this business about 7 years ago, my father got me a little home brewing kit. And ever since then, I started brewing. You know, that was kind of like the microwave TV dinner version of it. And from there, I just started reading, became really passionate about it, you know, became a slight obsession. And went to all grain brewing, and from there I thought, you know, wow, this beer's pretty decent. Everyone thought it was pretty good. So yeah, cool. There was nothing here in Miami at the time, so we decided to jump in.
So you're really the epitome of a startup when you look at homebrewers. Homebrewers have been around for a long time.
Right.
It goes back, I remember a friend of mine started a homebrew magazine probably 15 years ago. So it has been going, but what do you attribute the craft craze going to? What do you think is drawing in all these people loving this kind of brew?
Well, I think it's more than just beer per se. I mean, if you look at food, everyone's really trying to source local food.
Right.
Everything's kind of switching towards more local mom and pop. I mean, down the street we have a local cigar factory, a local distillery, we have a local roaster, you know, Panther Coffee. So it's everything's going towards the local mom and pops, and I don't think it's just beer. Beer's just catching on.
Well, Pops, when you look at, you know, working, going back out of retirement, coming in, because your story is kind of interesting. I mean, what are some of the things that you guys are running into here within the brewery? I mean, you got to work with your son. Yeah. So who wins when it comes to a battle of taste? Like, which beer is really great? Like, that's a pass and that's a no pass.
Well, this is a win-win situation, basically. At the end of the day, my son is the final decision here, along with the brewmaster.
Cool.
I'm a quality control manager. That means that I'm going to try everything. So for me, it's not a big deal.
You're the tester. Okay. See, I want your job. Now, okay. So let's look at beer. So now you guys, of course, have kind of created a nice little cult following here within Wynwood, the district of really kind of artists and just tremendous, you know, ideas coming off the streets right out here when you look at what's going on outside. And of course, you guys have tied this in here into your design itself. Do you put that into the brewing style? Is that something you kind of bring?
In some way, yes. For example, this is Puerto Rican barrio. We are from Puerto Rico.
Yep.
It's well known for the arts, right?
Right.
And we are considering our beers an art too. It's a different expression of art. So I think that everything goes together in this environment here in Wynwood.
So what are we going to look at today in terms of the flight of beer today?
Well, you'll notice that Wynwood Brewing, we really try to focus on solid beers. We verge a little bit off the quote-unquote mainstream just slightly. We express ourselves in a different way, but our mission is to brew solid beers. And that was our first mission, and you'll see that on the core. Now, moving forward, we're doing a lot more, you know, kind of the art sense in a way where we're actually getting some barrels in today and tomorrow. And we're actually going to do some barrel aging. So we're really excited about that because that's one of our main missions.
Well, let's do what we came here to do, and that is drink a little beer.
That would be great.
Done deal.
Craft beer is a growing craze all across the country, especially here in South Florida. We got a lot of great brewers here.
Absolutely.
You know, people come in, a lot of times they're a little bit tentative, you know, to try new stuff. They kind of get in that rut. I know I did for a while.
Of course.
But once I got a chance to start trying new brews, it really opened up my idea of what craft beer was. So is that how the flight is kind of a more approachable thing to your customers?
Right, that's basically the purpose of the flight. We have here 3 year-round, plus one of our seasonal. For example, we have La Rubia, first one.
Okay.
The Wynwood IPA, Pop Spotters, that's my favorite. And we have the Lupulado #2.
Our main mission here in the tap room is to really educate people in Miami market and let them know what craft beer really is all about.
All right, so Luis, what am I getting ready to taste here?
So this is our American Blonde Ale. It's La Rubia. It's the lightest beer we make. It's 5% alcohol. It's just sort of a contradiction. We consider her. We use German Pilsner malt, British caramel malts, so you get kind of like a sweetness to it. And then we use a German ale yeast instead of a lager yeast to ferment the beer.
Yeah.
And then we finish her off with some Czech Saaz hops. So she's kind of like all over the place. But you'll taste it. She's very light, crisp.
Yeah, that's
a
great
very
beer.
nice, nice and dry. And we always say here, you never forget your first.
There you go. I like it. Salud. Let's talk about this guy.
At the beginning, we thought that our flagship gonna be the La Rubia, but we saw that the people were start asking for the Wynwood IPA. What do you think about it?
That's amazing.
Maybe that's the consensus of the people.
There's something there, though. What is it? There's a taste there.
Yeah, we use a lot of hops in this beer. We use mainly Columbus hops, which gives it that kind of piney, resiny taste to it.
The pine.
That's
it.
It's very piney.
Okay.
And it's very, it's bitter on your tongue. When you swallow, it's nice and dry.
Yeah.
But it's not overwhelming on your palate.
Wow. This is a great. What would you pair this with?
Anything that's really flavorful and rich, this goes great with because they won't overpower each other. So
I love this. So guys, we're going to go out and check out your brewery and talk to your brewmaster a little bit about where the artistry begins here at Wynwood Brewery.
beautiful. Let's do it.
All right. So we'll go. Yes. There you go, Nate. All right, so Nick, here we are out in the brewery itself, where all of the magic happens for Wynwood Brewery. So Nick, how long have you been brewing beer? What's your...
Close to 10 years. About
10
nine and
years.
a half years.
All right, so you've been in the business a while. What is, and are there new things that you get to learn about brewing beer? You
Oh,
kinda
every day,
mentioned
every
about
day.
Kind of the focus of that.
Yeah, it's, one of the things I love about this job and about this industry is there's so much, in every aspect, there's so much involved between engineering and science, and it's, you really need a good brewer has a firm grasp in all of that.
Yeah.
So
Taste, flavor profiles,
Yep.
obviously the ingredients. Then you look at the technology even to a certain extent.
And
You guys have to
it's
kinda have
constantly
that.
changing, constantly evolving.
All right.
There are a lot of people out there who specialize in, new processes, new equipment,
Right.
making things faster, and easier, better. So that's all involved in the brewing world too.
Some of the things that it really kind of amazes me when I look at small brewers like this is how much production you guys can do.
It's on pretty much about 100 barrels a month.
So when you have that much beer going out, I mean, let's look at the vats back here. So are the vats, do you have them all running at one time?
Yep, they're
what's
all
this thing going?
full right now. These are all fermenting vessels.
And then you guys are doing a lot of experimental beers. How does that work?
Yep, we're doing some small batch brewing, so we're doing 5-10 gallon batches, kind of like a home brewing scale.
Okay.
But it gives us a chance to test out recipes, tweak
Right. ingredients,
do some other kind of conditioning that we can't really do on a large scale, and also we might not want to do it on a large scale because it
Right.
might not turn out the way we planned. We want to come up with good, solid beers that people are going to enjoy, but we're also trying to kind of push the envelope and push the boundaries of craft beer,
Yep.
and just really kind of play and have fun with beers, and
Got it.
and introduce different tastes and flavors that you typically don't find with beers. Like coconut and chocolate,
Right.
and all sorts of different things that kind of add to the whole experience.
Nick, this has been fun. Of course, we've had a really good time inside. This has been a blast visiting here at Wynwood Brewery. Thanks for letting us stop in.
Yeah, thank you for coming in and seeing what goes on here on a daily basis.
All right, we got to go drink beer though.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good.